Dun, 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 dun. All right, we're here. We're gonna play Wingspan. I'm Sunny. Let's get started. This is Bombadil. Um, Maybe he's gonna be helpful today. I don't know. All right. We can use the same map as last time because we only played with it. I think one time. I think I'll play each board like a few times and then I'll change it up. I'm last again, but that's okay. I can take the time to look at the end of round goals. Food and personal supply, maybe. White and no powers, that's not bad for round 2. Sets of 3 eggs in each habitat. I mean, it's better to have it for round 3 than for round 1, which sometimes happens. That's really hard to do in round 1. And then birds and wetlands. Okay, so maybe I'll get a bonus card that will complement the eggs and the birds and the wetlands. The bird feeder has a lot of rats. Alright, well I've got a bunch of birds that can live in wetlands. Alright, this isn't a bad start. Let's see what my bonus cards are. Alright, well. Consecutive birds in the wetlands with ascending or descending scores. And then the other one is birds with Mexico nests. Well, I'm going to do this one. We did one similar to this in the grasslands the other day. Yes, this is the scores. Each bird's score must be higher than the next. You know, I've got a bald eagle, which is 9 points, which is the highest you can get. I could start there and go backwards. That would give me a lot of room, but I don't know if that's the best idea. It's a very expensive bird to play. I could play it right away by grabbing a fish and a rat, but the power is to gain all fish in the bird feeder. There aren't any fish in the bird feeder. Now that could change because I'm last. It could be possible that one of the other players would change the bird feeder before my turn starts, but I doubt it. Usually they start by playing a bird, which doesn't usually impact the bird feeder. And it's a white power, so I would, even if it was full of fish, I would only benefit from it the one time. So bald eagle is better for the mid game, I think, and it's, you know, it's one you want to be ready to play when you're keeping an eye on the bird feeder and there's lots of fish there. Yet none of these are great birds to start out for the Wetland Ranger card. I've got almost all my birds can live in the wetlands, but they're all 4 or 5 points. So I'd want to start, I think, on the lower end. The Eurasian magpie, of course, cannot live in the wetlands. Yeah, it's a shame because the spotted sandpiper would be a really great early game wetlands bird because it gives me an extra card. It gives everyone an extra card, but still, it's also only costs 1 food. So that would be a really good bird to play in the wetlands, but 5 points. Okay, if I can get the spotless crake, that's not a bad one to have. If I managed to play all 5 wetland birds, it would give me 5 eggs at the end. It costs only 1 food, and it's only 1 point, which is, you know, usually would be a detriment, but that's actually pretty helpful if I'm going for the Wetland Ranger card. So maybe I'll try to pick him up if he's still there when it gets to my turn. I do want to get the Annis hummingbird for the free food. The Eurasian magpie is also not a bad bird to have because it's a round end, and if I play it in round 1, then it will activate 4 times. Cache 1 food from the supply on any of your birds. So it just I get extra points because other people choose to lay eggs. You know, it's only worth 1 point itself, but still, that's not bad. Okay. Alright, I'm going to ignore these three. I would love the spotted sandpiper, but I don't know when I'd get a chance to play it at 5 points. I would ideally want to do something along the lines. Oh, the spots are all gone because I guess the game hasn't started yet, so I can't actually look at my board. But like, alright, if I do, you know, 1 point, you know, 2 or 3 points, 4 or 5 points, you know, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, you know, something like that. Like even if I got the spotless crake, I wouldn't want to play the spotted sandpiper next. I would want to play it probably third. And I just think that there's so many birds worth about 5 points that I would rather grab 3 food for these 2 birds than just hold on to the spotted sandpiper when there's other birds that might be better. So I will grab a worm for the Eurasian magpie. I will grab a grain in anticipation of playing the spotless crake. What else do I want to grab? Both the Eurasian magpie's other food and the Anna's hummingbird food can be anything. I think I'll just take a fish. Since I know I'm going to want to play a lot of wetland birds, a lot of wetland birds will be eating fish. I will probably use this fish for the Eurasian magpie or the Anna's hummingbird, but just in case I don't, you know, maybe I get some free food from other sources or, you know, something else, and the fish is something I might need in the future. So, alright, so that's my start. Hopefully the spotless crake will still be there. And it is, so I will pick it up. I could choose to spend my nectar to get another card, but between these two, the hermit thrush and the Eurasian tree creeper, I don't particularly want either of them, and the deck could be anything, so it's not worth wasting a nectar when it might be something I don't even want. The woodstork would be a good one to play, like maybe in this slot, but I'm not gonna hold on to it for that long. American redstart is a great early game bird. Just gives you an extra food of your, almost of your choice. Alright, I'm gonna play the spotless crake first because if a bird comes up.
Spotless crake. The crake's eyes turn bright red as it matures.
Creepy. If a bird comes up on the tray that I really want, like maybe if there's a really good bird worth 2 or 3 points to play next in the wetlands, that would be good to have. Great cormorant. Oh, well, you're gone anyway. What do I play next? I can play the Anna's hummingbird or the Eurasian magpie. I don't think it matters what order I play them in. I'll just play the Anna's hummingbird first. I'll hold on to the fish. I assume, oops, no, I definitely don't want to spend the worm. I'll spend the grain. I will probably end up spending the fish with the Eurasian magpie, but just in case I get a free food from another source, I can spend that instead and hold on to the fish for later. No changes to the bird tray, so I'll just go play the Eurasian magpie now. I just want to make sure that I play it before the end of the round, so I get power.
Are considered to have
Just waiting for everyone else to take their turn. Keeping an eye on the tray, nothing new. Yeah, the American Redstart is a good bird to have. In general, if it had been given to me for free, I might consider playing it, but I really want to focus on finding birds for the Wetland Ranger card. So I'm looking for wetland birds. Alright, 9 points. I mean, that's actually a really good one to have in my back pocket to play last. So I would definitely consider it. Green pygmy goose, okay. And that's not a bad power either. Do I want to skip straight from 1 to 4? Alright, so if I do 1, 4, 9, then I just need, you know, between these two, you know, I can do a 5 and a 6, a 5 and a 7, or a 6 and a 7. Alright, what's in the bird feeder? There are no grains. Alright, I will draw cards again and see what I get this next time around. Because it is slightly risky, but having the frigate bird, like that helps me feel more secure. No, wait, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So between these two, I've actually got 4 choices of points. That's, yeah, I'm not opposed to playing the green pygmy goose here, especially because its power is pretty good. So I could. All right, I'll lay eggs now, so that I can be prepared to play it once I get enough food for it. Just keep an eye on the bird feeder, see if it resets. It does not. Okay. Yeah, I could get 1 grain probably if I take 2 of these food. Then when I get the Anna's hummingbird, I can reset the bird feeder, and there will probably be a grain there, but it's not a guarantee. You know, yeah, like the worm and the fish could be useful. I can at least use them for the lesser frigate bird, but since I don't plan to play that for a really long time, I don't think it's worth it. So I've got 2 turns left. I will draw cards again this turn. You know, maybe there's still a good 2 or 3 point bird that I can play, and then I can play the green pygmy goose on this slot. And then maybe by my next turn there'll be some grain in the bird feeder. Wood duck, okay. I mean, you're also 4 points, so between these two, I can't play both of them. The wood duck can also live in the forest, so I could always play him in the forest if I wanted. And blue grosbeak. Wow, it's so pretty. I'm really enjoying seeing these birds on my big monitor. It just, the artwork is so much more vivid than seeing it on my iPad. I hate this power though. There's several birds with this power allowing them to move between habitats, and like it can be very powerful. It just requires like so much planning. Like you need, you know, the idea is for you to get, you know, the benefits of later, you know, of having slots full. But the idea is that you always want to be playing the action of the habitat that this bird is in. And so you need to, and then, you know, when you finish your turn, you move them to whatever you want to play next. But sometimes you don't know what you're going to play next. You know, sometimes you think you're going to lay eggs, so you'll move it to the grasslands, but then a bird comes up in the tray that you really want, so then you want to draw bird cards instead of laying eggs, so you've kind of wasted. And then at the same time, you know, if you want to play a bird, you can't have it in the habitat where you're going to play the bird, because then it won't be to the right of all the other birds anymore, and you lose out on its power permanently. So then you have to go and take the turn in that habitat, even if you didn't otherwise need to. So you might be wasting a turn simply to get the blue grosbeak or whatever bird it is out of the habitat you're going to play in. So yeah, it can be pretty powerful and strategic, but I find these birds to generally be more trouble than they're worth, in my opinion. All right, let's go back to the forest. Okay, those are also not grain. Um, let's see. I mean, is it better to play the wood duck versus the green pygmy goose? Both of them give me one card. Both of them allow me to see two cards and keep one, except for, well, the wood duck, I can take two cards and I can discard a different card from my hand than those two. So that's, I think, more powerful than the green pygmy goose's power. It also costs more food than the green pygmy goose does. But there's a cherry right there. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll plan to play the wood duck instead. I mean, I could also play the wood duck in the forest and kind of get the best of both worlds. That's also kind of tempting. I'll think about it. All right, I'll take the cherry. I'll reset the bird feeder and take a grain. And then I'll put myself last to gain another food, so everyone else will take these, leaving a fresh bird feeder for me. And then I will take another grain. Yeah, it's kind of tempting to actually play both of these birds. Alright, all of them are one except for the green goose. I'll just cache worms. I don't think it matters. I think there might be a bonus card that like counts your cached food, you know, like benefits you to have one type of food cached over another, but in general, you know, a cached worm is worth the same 1 point as a cached anything else. Oh, bye Bomba. Alright, let's see what birds we've got. Round 2. The white-faced heron could work. It's 6 points, so it could go potentially either here or here. The common raven could also work. I like playing the common raven in the grasslands because you need to discard an egg, so it's helpful to first lay an egg. Alright, well let's see what's here. That's not a bad bird for the grasslands. And then I will take the white-faced heron. Okay. Oh my god, that thing is so funny looking! Sri Lanka frogmouth. Oh, I like the Australian ibis too. I don't know if I need it. Alright. 1, 4, 6, 9. I've got 4 of my 5. The Australian ibis could be my 5th, but I think I next want to focus on getting birds on the board. Yeah, I like the idea of playing the wood duck in my forest. I definitely need to be getting more food. The white-faced heron eats a lot of food. The lesser frigate bird eats a lot of food. Whatever other bird I play will probably eat a lot of food if I choose to play the red-backed shrike. So I'll want to be gaining food pretty frequently. And then, but I still, you know, can look at bird cards while gaining food. That's a huge advantage. I already have all the food for it. So,
Wood duck. Wood ducks nest in tree cavities in wooded areas.
yeah, and so now that I have played the wood duck, I get an option to discard a card for an extra food. The only card here that I definitely don't want to play is the blue grosbeak. Draw 2 if you do discard 1. And I already got a third food from the Anna's hummingbird, so I think I will hang on. I will hang on to the blue grosbeak when I'm gaining food and use it as my discard from when I draw 2. Now, of course, if I draw 2 and one or both of them I don't like, then I can discard them too. But I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 nectar. I can use that to play the green pygmy goose, or I can play the redback shrike next, because I'll definitely need to gain eggs as well. So maybe I'll do that. I have the chance to grab the Australian ibis. I do like the guarantee of having all 5 birds ready to play, and I could still change them out if I want. Alright, let's grab 1 from the deck. Oh, it's cool looking. White-crested laughing thrush. You tuck a card in, you get extra food. Yeah, I just don't think I'd get an opportunity to play it. Because it does cost a lot of food, and I've already got a lot of birds I want to play that cost a lot of food. Alright. I will grab the Australian ibis. I may or may not play it as my 5-point bird. We'll see, but I like having it on hand to play if I want to. I will put myself first, so I get the fresh bird feeder, and I will take a third nectar. Okay, and I believe I have to discard. Yes, I will discard the blue grosbeak. Don't have any white or no powers birds, but that's okay. I like the powers of the birds I do have. Okay. Come on. Alright. Yeah, so now I have 0 eggs, so I need to lay...
Red-backed shrike. These butcher birds use thorns and barbed wire as food storage.
Cool. You know, since I would have needed to lay eggs anyway, I might as well get a benefit. You know, I get a point if someone else has a worm, and you know, since I'm playing with 4 other players, there's a good chance that somebody has a worm, especially since I'm giving them free food with my Anna's hummingbird. Alright, anything in the tray that I want to grab? I don't think so. The great blue heron is a pretty good bird because it allows me to play 2 birds at once, which could be useful for what I'm going for, but I don't think it's worth a turn to grab it. I don't need it badly enough. I will, though, sacrifice a card. I will sacrifice my white-crested laughing thrush to get a 3rd egg. Alright, I will steal a worm from the green goose. Okay, so I think... Yeah, so I still want to play the green pygmy goose next. I still need to get food for it. Alright, so I will take a fish, because I'll definitely need that. I can take the grain, or I could take the nectar. I've only got one turn left, so if I take the nectar, I need to play the green pygmy goose on this next turn, which means the Anna's hummingbird needs to give me a grain or another nectar. I think that the odds are good enough. I can give myself a fresh bird feeder, and I think the odds are good enough that I will get the option to get a grain or a nectar. I have enough eggs, so I'm going to do that. Okay. The great blue heron is still there. Is it a better pickup than the Australian ibis? The Australian ibis gives me an extra bird or an extra tuck when I activate it. But how often am I actually going to be activating? How often am I going to be getting birds? Probably not that often. Okay, I will start by looking at this one, Australian shelduck. No, I don't need you. Alright, I will take the great blue heron and think about it. Just like I was thinking about the Australian ibis. All players gain one. Oh, okay, here we go. I will put myself first and take this grain, so that's a guarantee that I can play the green pygmy goose on the next turn and not waste my nectar. Discard. I will discard the Australian shelduck. Definitely don't need him. Yeah, the wood duck has been great. I've been able to gain birds without having to gain birds.
Green pygmy goose. This bird's scientific name, Pulchellus, is derived from the Latin word for pretty.
It is pretty, I agree. Oh, sweet. Blue owl has 3. No points for white and no powers. Jeez. The little penguin! Oh my gosh. I can get it too. I'm gonna do that. Alright. I do need more eggs. Okay. So if I can play the great blue heron and then play the little penguin on the same turn if I have enough food and eggs to do that. So I will start saving up for that. So I'll grab a fish and a worm. I will grab the little penguin and see what else is in the deck. Okay. Let's see. So I need 4 fish and a worm, and I've got 2 fish. Okay. I only need 3 eggs to be able to play them both. So I should definitely be able to do it this round. So I will put myself first and take the nectar. So then I only need 1 more food. Australian ibis. I don't need you anymore. Rhinoceros auklet. It's funny looking. What is that power? It's so convoluted. All players must discard one bird from their hand to gain one fish from the supply. That's so specific. Oh, I get 2 free eggs? That's pretty awesome. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, I'll take the worm, because my frigate bird will need it. I want another fish or nectar. Nectar is always wanted. Yeah, I don't really need more birds. I don't need the blue-gray gnatcatcher, no matter how adorable it is. Cuckoo. I mean, that one gives me free eggs, so maybe that's worth taking. Give myself the nectar. Let's see, I do have several nests with that type. Discard blue-gray gnatcatcher. Yeah, okay, I'll try and play the common cuckoo, but I want to focus on... Well, okay. Do I play it first? It only costs 1 egg. Actually, I do think it makes better sense to play it first. Because then that gives me another turn for it to activate. Okay. I'm just gonna have it eat the worms because I want to save. I want to make sure I have enough nectar. I could have just counted and made sure, but like, this is the safer bet. Alright.
Common cuckoo. These brood parasites' eggs can match host species' eggs in color and pattern.
Creepy. Alright, it was worth it to do that, because I get a free egg.
Great blue heron. Great blue herons form rookeries with egrets, cormorants, and other herons.
Not you. Okay.
Little penguin. These penguins dive to catch fish, sometimes as deep as 50 meters.
Also, they're so freaking cute, so that should be the fact. Okay, so I've got 2 turns left in this round. I think I'm gonna use both of them to lay eggs. Alright, a free fish. Because I do want to attempt the sets of eggs in habitats. I don't know how other players are doing, so I don't know if I'll make it, but I will try. I don't need the white-faced heron anymore because I went straight from 5 to 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I have 2 sets of eggs. All right, I forgot. I also get a free point. Wow, man, everyone has a million worms. Everyone but me. Alright, so I can lay an egg here. And then my last one, I don't need to spend extra resources for more. I'll just do 2, one here and one here. And then we're good. Now I've got 3, right? Yep, 3 sets of eggs. So that should, I don't know if that'll win. Someone might have 4 or 5, but I think it gives me a pretty good chance of getting those extra 6 points. 4, oh my gosh. Red chicken, thank you. Now if you laid eggs that much, it probably means that you might have beaten me to this end of round bonus, but maybe not. Let's see. Okay, I tied for first. That's something. It's not bad. I mean, you know, better than if I hadn't, so. Alright, so let's gain some food for our lesser frigate bird. Draw 2 cards. There's nothing else that I need to play besides the lesser frigate bird, but if I can just play extra birds for more points, the wild turkey is 8 points, so sure. I don't know if I'll get a chance to play the wild turkey, but you know, it doesn't hurt to have him in hand, right? Because if I do get a chance, that's 8 points. I mean, you know, 7 if you're counting the egg cost, but still. It's not worth it to play the mountain bluebird. Oh, that's rude. You stole my nectar. I should have grabbed something else from the bird feeder. Oh well. Alright, let's see. What makes the most sense here? If I lay eggs, I get 2 points from the eggs, 1 point from the Red Rack Strike's power, assuming that other players have worms, which they probably do. We saw a lot of worms in their inventories. Let's see. Still got 3 turns. I might as well try for the wild turkey. Maybe I take the kakapo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. And try for extra bonus card points. I think that's usually worth it. I can't play the forester's turn even if I wanted to. I can't afford to play the kakapo unless I get a free food because I've only got 2 turns. Unless I wanted to play it instead of the wild turkey. Because, yeah, neither of these eat fish or wild. So that other player stealing my food actually really messed with me. I was hoping he'd steal my food again, this time steal a fish. So this is guaranteed 7 points. This is guaranteed 3 points. And the potential for more points. If I were to receive a free food, I would have enough eggs to play both of them. And if I were to not receive a free food, I can still spend my extra food and bird to get extra eggs. Okay. Yeah, alright, I'll play this for the potential.
Kakapo. This flightless nocturnal parrot is endangered. It only reproduces every 3 years or so.
Jeez. Oh. Okay. No, wait. No, I can't. Okay, never mind. I got confused for a second with my food. Okay, I'll take an extra egg. Okay, yeah, I'm not able to play the wild turkey, so I'll instead spend him for an extra egg. And I will discard that nectar, because otherwise I don't get to use it for anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let's find out if it was worth it to take the kakapo. In a minute. Man, the Eurasian magpie has really paid for itself. That's been pretty successful. Because, yeah, you're reliant on other players for that one. Maybe they don't want to lay eggs. Tied with the blue owl again. So what determines who goes here and who goes here? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's the same number of points. It's like, it's literally the same number of points. So, like, I don't know why it matters. If I had to guess, I would be who achieved the goal sooner. So if the blue owl got to 5 birds in the wetlands before I did, then it might live here. That's my guess. I have no idea if that's true or not. Alright, I mean, we'll start with the spotless Craig's power. 5 eggs, thank you. Okay. Oh, ascending or descending wingspans too. Alright, I happen to get 4 of them. So yeah, that's an extra 5 points. So that was a better play than the wild turkey. Did okay on my nectar. $48. Alright, that's not too bad. And then 13, it would have just been 8 otherwise. Didn't have that many eggs, although I got a few in the end from the spotless crake, so. Tons of food on cars. Thank you, Eurasian magpie and redback shrike. No tucked cards this game, though. 114. Alright, I will take 114. Not a bad game. That was fun. Okay. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'm Sunny. I love Wingspan, and see you next time.